can be a very scary thing for the first time, but after that you realise that we're all just little kind of scared creatures trying to make our own way, and Ike's doing a good job. A guy who's going to do a really good job tonight is Benjamin Corby. This is his 4th gig here. He came, well, he's been coming here all his life too, and when I heard that he'd been writing his own songs, I thought I want to give him a platform, and he's done a really good job. Would you please make him feel hugely welcome? Benjamin Corby.
Hello. This first song I'm going to play you is one of my own. It's called Monday Morning, which is basically about hating getting up on a Monday. Yeah. Sorry, capo's a bit. Okay. And we wake up to another early morning. And it's raining like yesterday. Well, Saturday and Sunday have gone and it's a Monday. Another rainy Monday. And the weeks pass us by like butterflies, like butterflies. Sorry. Am I? Oh. Brilliant.
We could hear you up here, but you couldn't hear downstairs.
Great start, brilliant. Shall I just start from the bridge? I don't know. And the weeks pass us by like butterflies, like butterflies. And we all work so long all the week. Yes, it's another Monday morning, another rainy Monday. And we all get that feeling when we don't want to get up. It happens to the best of us. Pass us by like butterflies, like butterflies. Who else doesn't want to get up on those lazy Mondays? Yes, it's another Monday morning. Another rainy Monday. Who else doesn't want to get up on those lazy Mondays? And the weeks pass us by like butterflies, like butterflies. Yes, it's another Monday morning. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a technical difficulty at the beginning there. This next one I'm going to do is actually a cover by an artist called Bruno Mars. It's quite slow. It's called When I Was Your Man. Yeah. Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now. Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same. When my friends talk about you, all it does is just tear me down. And my heart hurts a little when I hear your name. It all just sounds like ooh, ooh. I'm too young, too dumb to realize that I should have bought you flowers and held your hand. Should have gave you all my hours when I had the chance. Take you to every party, 'cause all you wanted to do was dance. Now my baby's dancing, but she's dancing with another man. My pride, my ego, my needs and my selfish ways cause the good, strong women like you to walk out my life. Now I'll never get to clean up the mess I've made. And it hurts me every time I close my eyes. It all just sounds like ooh, ooh. I'm too young, too dumb to realize that I should have bought you flowers and held your hand. Should have gave you all my hours when I had the chance. Take you to every party, 'cause all you wanted to do was dance. Now my baby's dancing, but she's dancing with another man. Although it hurts, I'll be the first to say that I was wrong. Oh, I know I'm probably much too late to try and apologize for my mistakes, but I just want you to know, I hope it buys you flowers, hope it holds your hand, hope it gives you all his hours when he has the chance. Take you to every party, 'cause all you wanted to do was dance. Now my baby's dancing, but she's dancing with another man. Now my baby's dancing, but she's dancing with another man. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. This next one I'm gonna play is one of my own. It's called The Inside. It's basically about we can be saying one thing but thinking another. Yeah. We're raging in the inside and we're crying in our minds. We pretend to be the bestest of friends when we're not. So let's just say our thoughts instead of hiding in the dark. And you say you're sorry, but you don't know what for. And you say you're falling, but you're standing still. So let's just say our thoughts instead of hiding in the dark. And what you think and what you say we know, say our thoughts instead of hiding in the dark. And there's a cold, dark place on the other side of us. Let's just say our thoughts instead of hiding in the dark. And what you think, and what you say, you know. And I'll tell you this, it isn't the same on the inside. The inside. You say me no, and I'll tell you this, it isn't the same on the inside. It isn't the same on the inside. It isn't the same on the inside. The inside. Thanks. Thanks. This next song, you're wondering why I've probably taken my shoes off, but I'm using a loop station for This Is My Own Song. I got this for Christmas, and one of the reasons because I saw Mcnicol before last time, so I might get this wrong. I might get this wrong, so yeah, it's called Questions. It's using a loop station. I might get the time a bit wrong. Are we forward or backwards? Are we now or afterwards? I can't work out where we are. Are we tomorrow or yesterday? I can't remember anyway. I'm lost in time. So are we right or wrong? Are all our chances gone? And where does this all lead to? One day I'd like to find out all of the answers to the questions I ask. So let's stop the confusing talk, get our facts straight, hello to the truth, cause here we come, we're finding out everything. Cause I go up, then I go down, then I go 6 feet from the ground, and I don't know why, and I don't know how. So I just ask questions, well I go up, then I go down, then I go 6 feet from the ground, and I don't know why, and I don't know how. So I just ask questions, well, if we knew everything, anything and anyone, would it be a good thing? Would we have to make a new start? I want to know everything, but I don't want this world to fall apart. And knowledge changes people, knowledge changes hearts. It's like a stain, it's like a scar. It never goes away, no matter what. One day I'd like to find out all of the answers to the questions I ask. So let's stop the confusing talk, get our facts straight, hello to the truth, cause here we come, we're finding out everything. Cause I go up, then I go down, then then it goes 6 feet from the ground, and I don't know why, and I don't know how. So I just ask questions. Will it go up, then it go down, then it goes 6 feet from the ground, and I don't know why, and I don't know how. So I just ask questions. Well, let's stop the confusing talk. Get our facts straight, hello to the truth. Cause here we come, we're finding out everything. Cause I go up, then I go down, then I go 6 feet from the ground, and I don't know why, and I don't know how. So I just ask questions as I go up, then I go down, then I go 6 feet from the ground. Don't know why, don't know how. So I just ask questions. So I just ask questions. So I just ask questions. That was my last one.
One more, would you like it?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great, thanks.
I would really like to ask this guy to do just one last closing song. Would you, is that fair? Fair. What about that?
Thanks. Yeah, that'd be
Benjamin Corby.
So that song, the last time I played here, Paula asked me to play a song that I played before that I hadn't played last time, which was the Cowpole song. Well, it's called Too Much, but yeah, I'm gonna play that now. So this is for Paula. This is called Too Much. Talk about it on the news all day. How many things do they need to say? Too many criminals and people fighting. Look at the football and it's Suarez biting. You sit on the sofa, being fat and lazy. We do stupid stuff for health and safety. What we need is a bit of freedom, a bit more fun. Too much of bullying, too much of litter, too much of Facebook and too much of Twitter. This is so boring the way we're surviving. Look at the football and it's idiots diving. Too much of drugs and too much of alcohol. Blackcurrant isn't nice, it tastes of cowpole. What we need is a bit of freedom, a bit more fun. What we need is a bit of freedom, a bit more fun. A bit more fun. A bit more fun. That's it. Yes.
How good is that? How good? 9 years old. Benjamin, well done. We are going to have a ever such a short break. We're going to have a quick switch over, whereupon you'll be played some music by a rather interesting emerging artist by the name of Will Mcnicol, who will many, many years ago, if I could just have your attention for a moment, I had a tip-off from somebody about a certain guitarist by the name of Will Mcnicol, who was down at Portsmouth, I think, at the time. Yeah. And anyway, I got Will to come over here, and Will really just like, he's just become part of the family here, and he's brought another brother of music to here this evening, Luke Selby. But Will has been coming here. You must have done many, many, many gigs here.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we love him, and he's just going to do a very short set before he and Will then play their album to you. So in the meanwhile, because we love him so very much and really want you to kind of engage with what's going on this evening, would you please make him feel hugely welcome home, Will Mcnicol.
Thank you very much. One more time, though, please, for Benjamin Corby. How wonderful was that? Well, good evening. How's everyone doing downstairs? And in the back room? You don't get that anywhere else. I just love it every time. So I feel a bit bad because apparently Benjamin Corby's parents have had to spend a lot of money because of me on like a new guitar and a loop pedal and all of that. But I mean, it's worth it, right? I mean, that was just, yeah. He nailed that loop pedal. That's fantastic. So that first piece I played was called The Wake Up from my 2012 album, and that was followed by a piece called Scrapbook from the same album. I'm going to follow on with these two pieces. They lead back to back. First one's called As the Leaves Fall. It's followed by a tune called By the Water. And they're both inspired by my dad, who himself was a musician. And, you know, one of my fondest memories of him, I guess, is when I first started trying to write music for guitar, desperately trying to come up with a chord sequence or a melody that I could call my own. He'd obviously hear me from downstairs and come upstairs, kind of bang on my door, come straight through into the room and say, "Will, it really doesn't sound like you know what you're doing." Which was lovely. And if you imagine that in a really thick Glaswegian accent as well. But then he went on and actually told me a few things about how to write music properly, and a little bit of that is contained within these two pieces. Because they run one into the other, sometimes people start clapping at the wrong moment, which causes a little bit of tension in the audience, I've noticed. Some people start tutting the people who don't. Just get this. What I'm going to do to alleviate any unnecessary tension in the audience is to, when I'm finished, I'm just going to look at you all expectantly, okay? This is As the Leaves Fall by the Water. One more thing. Richie, who's sat here, I gave Richie a lesson earlier today, and Richie has learnt this tune called As the Leaves Fall, my tune As the Leaves Fall. And how old are you, Richie? You're 12 years old, and you can play this tune that I'm about to play. It kind of makes me a little bit kind of nervous. Thank you very much, everyone.
Antonio Forcione. Anybody heard of that name? Okay. Well, guess what? This guy has been asked to go and play with him. How about that? This guy is probably, to fingerstyle guitarists around the world, the most sought after, the most impressive, the most lovely guy. And he wants to play with our Will. And we know, you'll know why in a moment, not only because you've just heard him, but also because he has teamed up with the genius that is Luke Selby. And would you please welcome to the stage Luke Selby and Will Mcnicol.
Thank you very much. So we're going to take you on a little bit of a world tour this evening now. We're going to start off in Africa. I have a little bit of South African blood in me. My mum is South African. Are you South African, really? Yes. Oh, brilliant. Lovely stuff. Lovely. So this is inspired by a particular part of South Africa. It's called the Sani Pass, which goes between South Africa and Lesotho. I don't know if you guys know it. Yeah? Oh, good. Yeah, so I was quite inspired by the landscape around there. So I wrote this tune. This is called Tundra. Thank you very much. So, from South Africa, we're going to move up slightly to Zimbabwe. And I was lucky enough to spend a bit of time out in Zimbabwe for the Harare International Festival of Arts last year. And I was very, very much inspired by what I heard when I was out there. Particularly one instrument called an umbira, and I'm not sure if anyone's come across an umbira before as a musical instrument. You know the one? That's it, exactly. Use your thumbs, play the little metal prongs that come out. It sounds instantly African, I love it. But unfortunately, I'm not very good at it. Yeah, it does, exactly. But you know, it's quite challenging actually. So I realised I was a bit kind of rubbish at umbira. But I like to think of myself as a slightly better guitarist. So I decided to turn my guitar into an umbira instead. And I bet you're wondering what kind of really expensive piece of gadgetry I would need to use to turn my guitar into an umbira, right? Yeah? A bit of metal? Nearly. One of my business cards torn in half, actually. This is it. And check this out. I'm not sure if you can see this downstairs, but I'm weaving this piece of cardboard between the strings of my guitar in what could be the highlight of the whole show. I don't know. Someone downstairs is very impressed by that. And then it sounds like this. And we're in Africa, right? Yeah, there we go. I enjoy the fact that I get a round of applause for threading a piece of cardboard between the strings of my guitar. That's great. So, this is a tune that I wrote inspired by Harare, the city as it wakes up. Starts off as a very calm place and then gets really bustling and quite intoxicating as a city. I did, however, feel quite sorry for the people learning to drive in Harare. I mean, that place is a bloody nightmare. And the driving instructors I saw had their feet up on the dashboard, can of beer in hand, not a care in the world. It was wonderful to see. So this is it. This is called Harare. Thank you very much. So, from Africa, we're going to go to North America. And we're going to play a little bit of blues for you guys this evening. Anyone a fan of the blues? Yes. Excellent. Are there any Americans in the audience? That's probably for the best, to be honest with you. But when there are Americans in the audience, they can't help themselves but whoop during the blues. You may have noticed this. Yeah, exactly. And when there are English people in the audience, they try and recreate what the Americans create with their whoops. And unfortunately, it comes across a little bit middle class, a little bit forced, a bit awkward. But in this tune, there's these quick little blues licks at the beginning of it. And whenever there's an American in the audience, they always whoop in the little gap between. So if you want to try and, give that a go for it. Try and not, sound too, Anyway, this is a blues, fantastic blues by an American guy called Willie Brown, and arranged for guitar by a fantastic guitarist called Clive Carroll. This is called Mississippi Blues. So you do like the blues? Blues, let's do another blues. Blues is by a very good... wrote this blues when his favourite pub got shut down. And I figured that that is going to be, you know, as good as inspiration for blues as I've ever heard, really. This is called Cider House Blues. And this is me doing my impression of a double bassist whilst playing guitar. So I'm playing a double bass part at the same time as playing guitar. Ooh, yeah, I know, check me out, right? Yeah, get on with it, Will. Thank you very much indeed. Right, now we're going to move into the realm of jazz. Oh, not so enthusiastic. It is risky territory, I grant you that. But this next piece is inspired by the kind of jazz that sounds best at about 3 o'clock in the morning. You know the kind of jazz I mean. This is called Small Hours. Thank you very much. Luke, how are you doing over there?
Fine.
You don't have a microphone, unfortunately. I don't like giving him a microphone because he's quite, he could say anything, couldn't he? But he is in a good mood because Leeds United won earlier, so, Absolutely, yeah. So, we're going to move on now. I'm going to play you an arrangement I've done of one of my favourite songs of all time. Now, I hope you can tell what this is. Otherwise, I've done a terrible job. Or you've got a terrible knowledge of music. We'll soon find out. Thank you. Was wonderful, right? Yeah. So he's in North America, so I figure it's only right to go down to South America now. Yeah, I think so. Specifically to Brazil. Now, myself and Luke are very much inspired by Brazilian music. Some of the samba rhythms we absolutely love, and this is a fantastic samba by a brilliant Brazilian composer called Jorge Morel. It's called Dança Brasileira, and I want you to keep a special eye on Luke Selby in this one, not to pile on any undue pressure onto you, Luke, but Luke does some nifty stuff in this one, let me tell you that. Right then. 1 second. Just a little bit of nail. This is what you came out to see. We're good. Mr. Luke Selby there. Making a lot of noise. Particularly impressive as the man can barely move behind there. Right, we're going to have to slow things down a little bit now, I think. And we're going to play this tune now. This is by another fantastic Latin American composer called Luis Bonfa. It's called Uma Prece, which means a prayer. It's quite a romantic piece of music, and on Valentine's Day during this tour, we played it in Penzance. Yes, I know. And there was some very, very awkward Cornish slow dancing going on in the audience, which is particularly amusing to see. Anyone, I know there's some dancing going on at the back there during that one, so if anyone wants to give awkward Cornish slow dancing a go, give it a bash. Interestingly, when we played this, I'd only just doing it, and I had to hand the hold up for me. So I was reading whilst I was going. So I'm a Prece. Fantastic slow dancing at the back there. So you've just heard two bona fide kind of like, you know, Latin American tunes by two fantastic Latin American composers. Now you're going to hear a Latin American tune written by two blokes from Dorset. So as a result, it might come across like we're taking the piss a little bit, but we're not. We love it. And this is a very cheeky piece of music. So I decided to come up with a particularly cheeky sounding title, and I found the work of the Brazilian architect Oscar Niemeyer, who did these beautiful curvaceous buildings in Brazil. Some of you, you probably recognize some of them if you saw them. And I saw some of the interviews that he gave and showed off some of his initial design sketches for these very curvaceous buildings. And these very curvaceous buildings were inspired by some very Brazilian curvaceous, and he put those down on paper, and they were quite cheeky drawings indeed, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let your imagination do the rest, but I had to name it after him. This is called Oscar's Philosophy. I think one more time for Luke Selby. I mean, come on. So, that's South America done. I know, man. Tell me about it. So, We're going to go home now, and we're going to come back to the British Isles. And this is a tune inspired by my time I spent over in Ireland. Really inspired by some of the folk tunes I heard over there. So I wrote this tune, and it's kind of a lot of what I do is got a lot of kind of imagery behind it. And the image I have for this one is kind of like a bit of a chase, a bit of a hunt, I guess. So imagine kind of horses running along, and this poor fox trying to get away, that kind of thing. Yeah. I'm not pro fox hunting at all, and I'm going to leave it up to you whether the fox kind of survives or not in this image. I mean, the last call does sound a bit like a gunshot, but I mean, I would. Someone described this in Bournemouth as being like a cross between like an LA noir chase, like, cop car thing, and like Downton Abbey. Anyway, this is Red Dog Running. Thank you very much. Did it get away? You're all saying yes, but I think you know the truth. Right, we have one more for you. And just before we play this, I just wanted to say an absolutely enormous thank you to Richard and Paula and the entire Drawingroom family for continuing such a wonderful and special place. The support that Richard has given me over the years has been absolutely invaluable, and I feel very privileged to have him in my life. And whenever I come back here, it does feel like a home away from home. So thank you so much, Richard. And the opportunities that you give people like Benjamin here is just, couldn't be more important, I think, in the music industry. So thank you so much. Could we also have another round of applause for Benjamin for his fantastic support set? Could we also have a round of applause for Richie for, learning one of my pieces? It's... Could we also have a round of applause for Jonathan on sound, who's done a wonderful job. And a round of applause for everyone in the kitchen, who's done such a wonderful job. And last but by no means least, a round of applause for Mr. Luke Selby. We have an album for sale. Surprise, surprise. I'll say that we've got one which is all the the really upbeat stuff, and I've got a couple of solo albums as well. So come and speak to myself or Luke or Richard after the show if you fancy a copy. We also have a mailing list if you want to keep in touch. Drop your email address down there. Thank you all so much for listening and coming out this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure playing for you. We're going to finish with this one. This is a tune inspired by my Celtic heritage, because believe it or not, I am actually Scottish, despite my accent. This is called Emma.
much. Thank you. I'm not going to try and top that because when you're at the top, know when you're ahead. And these guys are clearly destined for some really great sounds, not just in the UK, around the world. But please, what happens in order to kind of make this happen for these guys, if you would like it to be on your bucket list, as it were, you have to write to somebody. You have to kind of write to a producer, tell somebody where you were, what you heard, and big these people up. But before you do all of that, you kind of have to prove how serious you are about it, because guess what? These guys got CDs for sales, and I want you to buy one. And where are they?
They're just through there.
They're just through. Do you want to go and grab it? Just go. Yeah. I would like to thank Paula for making a magnificent supper. Did everybody have supper tonight? Did everybody eat? Did you? We got okay. Well, that was Carmen and Paula. Thank you so much for all the love and dedication that went into that food. And to Anna and Ike and to Zach, if Zach's still around, is he? Zach's still around, good, okay. For looking after you. And for you guys for trusting us with your evening. And I hope we've done, and Manuela, and Manu, and of course Jonathan and Ajay on sound desk. And as I say, to you guys who kind of came out here and made it all happen tonight, so thank you so much for your support. It's been brilliant. I love this place. Thank you for giving me such a great job. And we will be back here on the 7th of March and the 21st, but 7th of March is the next gig. There's still places if you want to come to that. It's going to be very bluesy. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to get some CDs going out to you. The party is not over. We're going to try and kind of put on some background music. I'd like to sort of say goodbye to each of you as you leave, to thank you for being here. Vis-a-vis your bill, we'll try and work out something at the kitchen door on your way out. Just tell us, because this is this is the way this place operates. Sometimes a week after a gig, somebody turns up and says, "Oh, we forgot to pay for a bottle of wine or something." But we need it, every last penny. Thank you. In the meanwhile, we're back on the 7th, and would you please make one more big noise for this great duo, Luke Selby, Will Mcnicol. If I was to pull one more, if I was to get you to do one more, would you do it? Would you like one more? Yay! Do you know? Okay.
We might do one more. Well, thank you so much, guys. That's really humbling. So we've taken you a little bit around the world this evening. We've had a little bit of African, we've had a little bit of blues, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of South American, a little bit of folk from the British Isles. But there has been one glaring omission, as I'm sure you've all realised, and that is, of course, ska. So we're going to finish with a little bit of ska. This is called Sid the Squid by Clive Carroll.
not over. If you're going downstairs, and you want to kind of take some stuff down with you, always helps. In the meanwhile, Karen enjoying. I'm going to go out, dish out some CDs. If you want to not buy one, you can give it back to. Yeah, shame on you. And you can give it back to Will and explain why you don't want to buy it. So.